Welcome back, peeps. Thank you for tuning in to the Banner Burrell's channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about every single contract in Warzone, all right? Explaining each and every contract. I'm going to be talking to you guys which one is the best contract to start off with at the beginning of the game, which one's the best one to go through the middle of the game, and all of that in this video. Again, these contracts do include Bounty, Recon, Scavenger, Most Wanted, and the Contraband contract. So I'm going to be explaining all of those. Again, if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I deeply appreciate it. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So starting off, first, let's talk about the generalization of the contract. So each contract has a specific objective that must be completed within a time limit, all right? So each contract has different time limits. Finish a contract and you receive reward HP for your general level. You receive weapon XP for the current weapons in your loadout. You can receive cash, loot, and other in-game benefits, all right? The value of these rewards greatly differs between Battle Royale and Plunder. So just do be aware, I am going to be talking about the Battle Royale aspect of Warzone, all right? So currently, like I said, there are 5 different kinds of contracts: Bounty, Recon, Scavenger, Most Wanted, and the newly added Contraband contract. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the first one being Bounty. So upon picking up this contract, you and your squad only have a few minutes to hunt down a player within an enemy squad. Your tac map shows the approximate location of the enemy, but it is up to you to go ahead and find out precisely where this person is. Now, if you do execute this first person that they're telling you, if there is enough time available, the time after they are killed, the timer extends and the bounty shifts to another target member within the squad, all right? But you do receive that initial reward. So basically, if it's a full squad and you kill everybody, you're going to get a big reward. Once all the target squad members are eliminated, the contract is completed and you are rewarded with cash, XP, and the satisfaction of kicking and whooping the booty out of another squad. All right, because eliminating target is a major part of Warzone, bounty contracts should sometimes be second nature. You know, so if you're going to be killing people, might as well go ahead and grab a bounty contract. Now let's go ahead and jump into the second one, which is Scavenger. So if you are basically low on loot, this is mainly what the game tells you is to go ahead and grab Scavenger. This contract points you to 3 special supply boxes, one at a time, by placing a special icon on your tac map. Once the first one is open, the second one is marked, followed by the third one once both boxes are collected. Finding even just one or the first 2 special supply boxes will allow you to and your squad to get a little bit of loot and get quite a bit of cash. Before the update, once completing the Scavenger, this gave you a gas mask, but now that is no longer the case. Once you complete the Scavenger, you get the satchel, which allows you to carry more plates in your inventory. Right? So that is something very important. Although sometimes the supply contracts will give you satchels, not only in the third one, but maybe in the second one. This does depend on the contract level that you have, which I will be explaining in just a bit. Next contract is the Recon. After activating this contract, your tac map will update with an objective marker where you and your team must stand within a small radius around a comm station and upload data. So if you guys play HQ or Domination, this is basically what you do. Once a squad member hops onto this objective, a flare will fire out from the station, so do be aware. Once you start a Recon contract, a flare will shoot up into the sky and letting people around you know that somebody is completing this. If you are within the proximity, you will see a little notification that says enemy is completing a Recon nearby. All right, just again, by design, these Recon contracts are risky ventures because they can flicker and alert enemy objectives, and you are going into different areas because it does send you around 150 to 200 meters from where you picked up that location. But again, this is very important because after getting the Recon contract, you will be able to see where the next circle will close, which is a very, very important intel. Next up, let's go into the Most Wanted contract. This is one of the newest contracts added into the game. They added this before, but they took it off, I guess, because they took it with Bounty and there was some confusion around there. But it is back and it is here to stay. Most wanted, basically, once you grab this contract, the person that grabs that puts a crown on their head and puts a wanted emblem on their head. Once they do this, they have 3 minutes to survive until that little crown goes away. Do be aware, this little crown does show for everybody in the map. They can see you across the whole map, and they also have a little arrow pointing up or down, so they know what floor you are in. So either they're above you or they are below you. Once you complete this contract, you will get quite a bit of money, kind of like a bounty contract. And what is also very important is if you have dead teammates, whether they are spectating, whatever they're doing, you will bring them back to life once you complete this contract. But do be aware, this is not like a bounty contract. If I grab my most wanted contract and somebody kills me, even though if my team's alive, that is it. The most wanted contract is kaput. It is finished. So just do be aware of this one. But do be aware that when you do get contract bonuses, this can get really, really, really significant. All right, so it is something very, very important. Now, next up, let's go into the newest one, which is called the Contraband contracts. All right, so just do keep one in mind. How do you find these new contracts? So contraband contracts will only have a chance to appear if you have previously completed a contract in this same match. So basically what you have to do is these contraband contracts, which are kind of like blue briefcases, will appear out of the contract you just completed. So let's say I complete one contract, next one I go into a recon, I finish a recon, things come out of the recon, that is where that contraband contract will be. All right, they are fairly rare. I have played quite a bit since the new update came out, and I've gotten around 3 of them in like 20 matches, maybe 15 matches. So they are kind of rare to find. But just do be aware that if you grab this contract or somebody else grabs this contract, and if you kill him or you die, you will drop the contract. So it's a little briefcase that somebody else can come pick it up and do that contract. This contract is fairly easy. You basically grab the briefcase. Once you grab it, it's going to shoot you in. This one is fairly far. Sometimes it's 200 meters. Sometimes it can be up to 500 meters. What you do is you grab this briefcase, you take it to an LZ, to an extraction point, you pop a smoke there, a helicopter will come, it'll drop a bag, and you will put it'll just say place a briefcase in there. Once you do this, you will get a blueprint that is yours to keep and that you can play in multiplayer or use it whenever you like. The one we are getting right now is one called Blue Lagoon, which is a blueprint of this AX-50 sniper. Now, I'm not sure on when they are going to add a new one, like if it's just for the whole season, every week. I'm not sure exactly entirely on how it works, but as far as I know, these past 3-4 days, it has been the same exact weapon. So I done it once and then that was it. I'm not getting any new blueprints. But it still does give you quite a bit of money. So that is just something to keep in mind. Now, let's talk about the contract bonuses. Whenever you complete a contract, your contract bonus will increase. All right. This stat, which does not carry over from match to match, determines the level of the loot and cash that can be earned by completing contracts. So, for example, if you have a contract bonus of 1, which all operators begin with at the start of a Warzone match, means that you'll most likely only earn a few thousand in cash and some XP and weapon XP from the contract. However, you completed 4 or 5 contracts and now you've got a contract level of 6. The next contract you complete has a really, really high chance of giving you a lot more money, XP, and greater chance for epic and legendary loot. You can see what your current contract bonus is on the left side of the HUD below the circle collapse timer. So as you guys can see, it's the little number. For example, right now I have 2. So you can see that in the little circle. All right. In general, completing as many contracts in Warzone as possible is a very, very good strategy because you can get more money. Not only, let's say you say, we're already rich. We don't need to do more contracts. We don't need to do contract at the beginning. Let's say this happens. This is why it's very important. If let's say your whole team dies, right? And you have a contract of 1 because you didn't do any contracts. Now only 1 of you guys survived, or 2. You need to revive your 2 teammates. You're going to go ahead and do a contract. That contract is not going to give you enough cash to revive your whole team or a couple of them. Why? Because you don't have any contract bonus. Now, per se, let's say you guys jumped and you guys did a bunch of contracts. Now your contract level is level 5 or 6 and your whole team dies. You go to the gulag, 1 comes out. Now that one person can do one contract, like for example, a most wanted contract. Obviously, it'll bring everybody alive. But let's say he does a scavenger contract and you got a contract bonus of level 5. You are going to get a lot more money, which is going to be a lot easier to revive your teammates and get another loadout drop to get back into the game. So that's why it's very important to keep your contract bonus up, regardless of if you think, you know, we've got everything, we got the loadout job, we don't really need to do any more contracts. It is always good to keep doing contracts just in case you need to do a contract to get some money and revive your team and get back into that fight. Now, talking about the general strategy, which one should you pick first? My strat, I've tried different. Oh, sorry there. I've tried different strategies in the Warzone game. I've tried from completing a bunch of recons. I've tried from completing pure scavengers. I've tried going ahead and doing bounty contracts. This is my general strategy for now, and this is a new one that also involves the most wanted contract. So what we want to do is we want to try and do the scavenger contract first. Why? That is one of the easiest ones and fastest one to do, which will give you quite a bit of money to get started on that loadout drop. All right, so scavenger is probably the best one to do at the beginning, so you can get that 10,000 and get your loadout drop, which is the most important thing you want to do in Warzone. After that, it honestly depends on what's around you. Let's say you want to do more cash, you want to get more things. Having most wanted contracts is something that me and my friends have been doing that has been working out pretty good. So we grab a most wanted contract. Obviously, the enemies can see us, but the enemies don't know how many people were there. They don't know if it's a lone survivor trying to revive their teammate. They don't know if it's a full team just trying to cap some money. So if you grab one of those most wanted contracts, protect yourself good with your team, you're going to have a pretty good chance to getting a lot of money. Now, something that I'd love to do is sometimes we do play with recon. So sometimes we do land on a scavenger and then we go do a bunch of recons because they're just around us. And then obviously you try to go to the end because you know where the ending is going to be. So what I'm trying to say here is every game depends. First, trying to land on that scavenger contract. Something that I have noticed though is people tend to land on the contracts that are further away from the middle than actually in the middle. So usually when you would think more people are going to land in the middle because it's closer, I have found the opposite. But regardless, what you want to do is do a scavenger contract first, get your loadout drop. Now, it all depends. If you got 2, 3 recon contracts right beside you, go ahead and do those because I believe intel is one of the most important things in the game. If you know where the zone is going to end before any other team, that means you can go to that location first, keep safe, camp basically, and you're going to have a higher chance of winning the game if you are in the building where the game is going to end. But now let's say you've only got one recon contract or you don't have any recon contracts and you're a team that likes to be on the move, then go ahead and get yourself a most wanted contract. Because once you got a contract bonus of level 4, level 5, that most wanted contract can give you up to $10,000 each player if you complete that contract. Now that is a lot of money. That means that if you complete the contract in 3 minutes, your team, if you're playing a squad, will get around $40,000 in 3 minutes. Now, if you tell me that is a hell lot of money. That is a goddamn lot of money for Warzone. So it just all depends what kind of play style. Sometimes people also like to grab bounty contracts. The only time I like to grab bounty contracts is if we're on the run, we're all set, we've got all the money we need. Then, you know, you pick it up kind of like as a UAV. You know, you pick it up, maybe some other team kills them and you get the money. Maybe they're right beside you, now you know where they are. But we usually do not push for bounty contract as our main source of money gathering. But that is just the play style that I have. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I know I went through a lot. If you did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe. I deeply appreciate it. Comment down below, what is your strategy? I would like to hear that. Peace out, everybody. And I'll see you all in the next one.